I've watched, so I was trying to do like a movie thing because last week I watched 4 movies, and this is like one of the biggest accomplishments. Yo, just slow down the volume, slow down the speed. Okay, this is like one of my big accomplishments. Like, that sounds so dumb, but like, I edit, right? I like to edit, but I don't watch enough movies for me to be like, oh, I love to edit. I only have like 4 movie edits, and that's kind of like, now girl, come on, like, get serious, right? So last week I watched a whole bunch of them, and that was the first time in my 2 year unwilling 2 year gap year that I have actually felt like productive and just felt like, okay, yeah, you know, like, well done to me, you know what I mean? So I want to talk about the movies that I watched and like my thoughts on them, because like they might not be like very, can I hold clear and like clean cut, because I watched these movies last week and my memory is like that of a goldfish. It's either I remember or I don't. The first movie I watched was a movie that was on my list for like forever. Actually, I'm doing my makeup and talking because I was going to just like watch a show and do it, but like my multitasking is not good. Like, my brain can only do one. As you can see, I'm supposed to be doing my makeup, but now I'm talking. Anyway, actually, I just stole this from my sister. I stole these from my sister. I went through like her cupboard and I saw like some of these, so I took these. I've recently been wanting to do like my eyebrows and stuff, but I haven't really been able to do it because I'm scared of doing my eyebrows. Anyway, so the first movie I watched this week was a movie that's been on my watch list for a while, and it's called The Breakup. It's a movie with Jennifer Aniston. I don't know what she's from. I think she's from Friends. I don't know. I've never watched Friends before. You know, if you say that around the wrong people, you get in trouble. But anyway, I saw a snippet of the movie on YouTube, and when I saw the snippet on YouTube, I was like, okay, no, I need to watch this. And then I got around to it finally. So my thoughts on the movie. Okay, let me give you a gist of what the movie is about if you've never, you know, watched the movie before. The movie is about this couple who basically break up. It's called The Breakup. Like, that's not a spoiler. Like, it's gonna happen anyway, and if you're shocked, like, I don't know. But anyway, have you ever seen people who mistakenly break up? That's exactly what happens in this situation. And then obviously both of them have too much pride to sit and say, you know what, I made a mistake, let's get back together. No, they both are now fighting each other. They're like, you know what, I want the house, so I'm gonna stay in the house and you're gonna have to like whatever, because they were living together. It's just this thing of them going through a stalemate, waiting for one of them to kind of be like, hey, like, please can we, you know, what you might call it, please can we get back together. Okay, so my thoughts on the movie. It was not as good as I thought. Like, I don't, you know, like, I don't think I'm very much like, I have the credentials to critique movies or whatever, but this movie I have the credentials to critique, because I was so excited. I was like, I hope this can become like one of my favorite movies or something, or, you know, something like that. And imagine I watch it and I'm just sitting there like, when is this gonna get good? Like, this is probably somebody's favorite movie, but you know, I've watched a lot of breakup stuff and that was just not doing what I needed it to do, you know what I mean? Like, I was just kind of like, so guys, when is this getting better? And it never did, so that was kind of disappointing. A few gripes I have with the movie is the fact, like, okay, they broke up. Like, they break up and it's just dumb. Like, I feel like it's just so dumb. Like, I don't even know how to explain it, but it just felt so dumb. Like, this could have been sorted out if you guys just opened your mouth and talked to one another, but because people have too much pride, you know, you don't want to sit and say, you know, I was wrong. Like, isn't that what a relationship is about? Like, sit down, talk to one another and be like, you know what, I was wrong, I'm sorry, let's get better. None of that. Like, you guys have been together for like what, 6-7 years, however long you've been together, and you guys simply cannot talk to one another. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, it was just such a, okay, so it appears my sister stole my concealer, so let me go and retrieve that. You guys have been together for so long, I'm pretty sure you know one another now, or at least you should, I think, and you guys don't know how to talk to one another. That's not, something in the buttermilk is not right. I don't know why I just said that. Oh, anyway, I was just kind of like, you guys are not making any sense. you're not making any sense. If you truly love this person, you really like, you guys would not be doing that. Like, what is, like, I get people are petty, like, you know, I am petty sometimes, but like, dude, your relationship is on the brink of being over, and none of you can muster up the courage to just sit with one another and be like, you know what, I was actually wrong, I didn't want it to end up like this. But at the same time, I think both of them knew it was coming anyway. There's only so much, like, if you really want something to last, I feel like you would open your mouth and be like, you know what, I was wrong, we got into a fight, and you know, I don't want us to end, I don't want this to finish. But I'm guessing deep down both of them wanted the relationship to finish, and they were maybe feeling bad about wanting that to be something that happens. I don't know, am I making sense? I hope I'm making sense. I hope so. Yeah, I just thought, like, what a stupid, like, how stupid, like, seriously, what? I would spoil the end, but if you guys really want to go and watch that stupid movie, go and watch. Like, there. What is this? Dark brown gel. Knowing myself, I'd probably use this as like a contour. So that was my thoughts on that movie. I just thought, how stupid is this? How I've wasted 1 hour of my life. I didn't actually feel like I was. I'm glad that I got through that, and I was just like, oh, I don't like the movie. And well done to YouTube for advertising that to me, because they really had me thinking like, this is gonna become one of the movies where I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna recommend it. But no. Nope, it was not. Now my setting spray is missing. Hold on, I'll be right back. So the next movie that I watched was called What the Frick. It was not called What the Frick, but it appears I've put too much concealer on my chin. But the next movie I watched was The Piano Teacher. No, wait, I'm fast forwarding too much. The next movie I watched was Bridget Jones' Diary. So I was watching this one YouTuber called Netflix Party, and she was doing a Q&A, and she was talking about her favorite movies. So I was like, okay, let me just go and watch them and see like what is that about. It was super good, like, no joke, it was actually really good. Bridget Jones' Diary is a movie about this woman named Bridget Jones who's, I don't know, maybe in her late 20s, early 30s, something like that. And she works at a publishing company. And she starts this diary because she's tired of spending Christmas and all that stuff single. She wants a boyfriend. And she kind of, in this process, gets together with her publisher, her boss, and Mr. Daniel. Like, not in the office, but that one scene in the lake, he falls in the water right out of this boat, and he comes out of the water soaking wet, hair in face, cigarette broken, glasses on. Oh my god, you guys. It changed my brain chemistry. Like, the whole movie I was kind of like, he's okay. I didn't really feel anyway. To be completely honest, as I was watching the movie, I didn't really think that the male actors were really like attractive. Like, no offense, but that was just kind of what I was thinking and how I was feeling until like that one scene, and then that changed Mr. Daniel. And then for the male lead, there's this scene, I'm not gonna tell you where, but you have to wait. But there's the scene where Bridget says to him, I didn't think good boys knew how to good boys my bad, good guys knew how to like kiss or something, and he was like, well, I guess I'm not a good boy. And I was like hello, what? Oh my god, you guys are trying to kill me. You're trying to wish death upon me, I can see. Okay, anyway, Bridget Jones' Diary, I loved, like, big LOVE, this movie. Like, it was so refreshing. You know, it's no secret that like I am not mentally okay at the moment. So I watched this movie and it was so refreshing. I wish for this chaos. Like, if I'm on a scale of 3 out of 10 for chaotic, Bridget Jones is like a 10 out of 10, and I aim for that level. Like, her love life, no thank you. I don't want any of that. Like, keep that far away from me, because I'm gonna ruin it. Spoiler. Step back if you don't want to spoil and you actually want to go and watch this movie. But Daniel cheats on her. Ew, yuck. And I was like, we were rooting for you. Well, I wasn't really rooting for him because it was the moment where he dropped her off at the party they were supposed to be going to together, and he was like, oh, there's something back at the company. I said, company? If you don't stop lying right now, if you don't stop telling lies right now. But yeah, her love life, what a mess. And on top of that, like, if I didn't know anything about the male lead, the way he was always like staring, I was just kind of like, bro, like, wrap it up. I don't even know the male lead's name, to be completely honest. In the movie, is it William? Like, my bad, but I don't know. So Bridget Jones for me was a vibe. It was just like, I don't really have any critiques on it because it's just kind of a, would I usually put this? Yeah? Kind of enjoyed it. I didn't really think much. I was just kind of like, oh, I actually kind of love this. It gives me the same vibe as when I was like, I've watched my favorite movie of all time. If anybody were to ever ask me, it's not cinematic genius, it's not brand new to cinema. In fact, there's 10,000 different stories like it, but this version of the movie is my absolute favorite since like childhood, and that's Another Cinderella Story with Lizzie McGuire and that one guy, I don't know his name. Bridget Jones' Diary was just like evoked something, that feeling, that happiness that I feel every time I watch a Cinderella story. That Another Cinderella Story, that movie, Bridget Jones' Diary, gave me that. And then I was thinking about watching all the other movies, but I feel like when a movie is done good once, especially with that ending, the ending should have stopped there. Tell me why there's like 6 other movies. I was like, nope, the first movie's alright for me. If you guys have watched like the second movie or the movies after that and you think they're good, then let me know and I will watch them. But like, at least for now, I just want to enjoy the first movie as the first movie, you know. Woo! Woo! I speak too much. Okay guys, we're moving on to the scary part of this tutorial. My eyebrows. What tutorial? I'm not even doing a tutorial. I don't know why I'm calling this a tutorial. Nobody's learning anything from this. I've eyebrowed a little bit too close to the sun. Oh my word. Anyway, I think I'm gonna leave my eyebrows alone. Okay, moving on to the next movie that I watched. All of this was done during like I think Monday and Tuesday, and I think maybe Wednesday as well was when I watched all of these movies. But the last 2 movies I watched in this week were by the same director, Michael. I always forget his last name, but his first name is Michael. Actually, and this is also a new way I've started doing my blush. I've started doing my blush like underneath in this like area here, because I don't know, it's just kind of cute. It's better than down here. I don't know, but anyway. Okay, I keep sidetracking. The next movie I watched was Piano Teacher. I don't know if you guys I don't know if you guys have watched Anora. The main actress, Mikey Madison, had said that her favorite movie, or a movie in this one interview she was doing, I don't remember what it was called because I didn't even finish the video, but she was like, one of her favorite movies or a really good classic is The Piano Teacher. So I went and tried to watch this, and boy, that was a movie. Like, it was, the movie left me so like shocked that I was kind of like, I don't even know what to rate this. Like, I cannot give this a rating because I simply don't know what I've just watched. And like, it was good. Yeah, it was good. That movie, I was not prepared. To be completely honest, I didn't know what I was going to watch. You know, there was a blur, like a little, you know, a preview or whatever, but I still didn't know like what the movie was about at all. Like, no matter how much somebody could try and explain to me what the movie was about, like, there wasn't anybody to explain. And before I watch movies, I never watch reviews, so I mean read reviews so that I can form my own opinion. So, you know, it's just like the description was just like, oh, a piano teacher that's sexually repressed and her mom is controlling, something along the lines of that. And I was like, oh, okay, whatever. The movie was not whatever, dude. Like, oh my god, that was something. Like, I don't know if you all know that one scene where she's smelling some special tissues, and I was like, what the heck is this? I was so like, what the frick, you know? Like, oh my god, there was many times where I had to sit through that movie and just be like, wait wait a moment, I need to process what I've just watched before I can like move on. That was all I could think while I was watching that movie. Like, there were times where I was just like, what are you doing? What? Like, I was like, what? Like, I don't know. And then after that, William. who is like the male lead, I guess you could say, comes into the picture, and immediately when I saw him, I already had a bad vibe. I was like, get this guy off of my screen. Like, I don't believe a word of what he's saying. Like, you know when your mom tells you the cautionary tale of a man will sell you the world, he will tell you he will take care of you, he will marry you, he will wada 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 just to get into your pants or whatever. That was immediately what I thought when I saw him. Immediately I was like, I don't trust him. Like my sixth sense or my seventh sense or my even my fifth sense, because yeah, I was just sensing danger. That's all. And I was just kind of like, oh no. I was just kind of like, maybe this time she should listen to her mom. I was like, oh, this one, he doesn't seem like too much of a good egg. And he, you see at some point that, you know, he was not necessarily a good egg. The ending of the movie is heartbreaking, guys. Like, at the end I was crying. You see, even now I'm struggling to form words as to why. Like, I literally couldn't explain. I couldn't give a review because by the end of the movie I had forgotten any thoughts I was having in the beginning, and I was just kind of like, bro, because like, how do I say this? At the end of the movie, like, something happens, and to her this is life-changing, this is detrimental, like, and to William it's just another day. He got, you know, he got what he wanted, and he's just kind of like, deuces, peace. And I was like, you disgusting, like ill. That was so like, and it was so, I don't know, man. I don't know. Oh, that movie, it really got me thinking, and I feel like maybe that's the type of movie I need to watch a second time for me to be like, I can give an opinion on this when I feel like I can process what I've just watched. But like, that movie was, it was something, okay? Really good movie, really sad movie, really confusing movie, really like movie, like, you know. So the next movie I watched was because I was going through, I like Piano Teacher that much that I was just kind of like, okay, wait, I need to keep quite a focus on this, hold on. So the next movie I watched, which is probably my favorite movie of the whole week, is called Funny Games by Michael, I keep forgetting his name, I don't remember his name, but anyway, the same director who made Piano Teacher made Funny Games, and I loved this movie, loved it enough for me to be like, I want this to become my favorite movie, so I'm gonna wait a few months and then I'm gonna watch it again right after this. So Funny Games is a movie about, oh my god, I'm so scared of liquid liner, but let's go. Sorry guys, when it comes to like stuff like eyes and stuff, I really need to concentrate and I just cannot talk while I am. Okay, so the next movie I watched, Funny Games. So Funny Games is this movie about this family that this family is on holiday now and they're going to their lake house, and they meet these two guys because their neighbors are like, hey, like, these dudes are working for us, we just want to introduce you to them or whatever. And they're like, oh, okay, cool, nice, whatever, yeah, okay, cool, nice to meet you. Then we find out, well, these guys don't necessarily work for the neighbors. These guys are actually like some pretty like not so good guys, and this family is in trouble. It is a mess. These guys are so like evil that they're like, guys, we literally just want to play games with you, that's like all that, we're not asking for anything else, and then we'll make a bet, like we'll see how it goes in the morning, who wins and who loses or whatever. But these games, none of these games were funny. Nothing was funny. Nothing was a game. This movie was so freaking crazy. Like, I was there like, what the heck am I watching? Like, what the heck is this? Like, guys, this movie, like, I want to talk about these movies without spoiling them, but I guess I'm gonna spoil this one because this is my favorite one. Spoiler. Okay, I've given you a warning. You cannot complain that I didn't warn you or I spoiled this movie that you wanted to watch. If anybody is watching this video, you cannot, like, yeah. And I think that's the makeup. I think I'm done. Just imagine I have a nice hairstyle or something. If I show you the horror underneath this bonnet. So these two guys, they are psychotic. They come in, they're like, hey, like, can I get a box of eggs? And the lady's like, yeah, sure. So then the guy, he gets the eggs, he drops the eggs. She's like, okay, fine, I'll give you another one. Then he gets the eggs. He drops the phone, her cellular device. And I'm not talking an iPhone 17 Pro. No. Is it even an iPhone 17? I don't think so. It's one of those mobiles, those heavy phones. He drops that thing in the water. She's like, oh my. Can you get out of my house? Can you get out of my house? And bro is like, and then his partner comes in and he's like, hey, like, what's going on? And then after that, she's like, can you guys leave my house? And this guy's like, why are you being so mean? Like, there's no need for you to be mean. So she tries to pull them out. They like don't want to go out. Then her husband comes back and he's like, what's going on? And she's like, get them out of the house. This guy looks at her and he's like, And she's like, can you get them out of my house? Like, please and thank you. And the husband is just kind of like, I think you're overreacting. So she said, okay, you deal with them then. And she leaves the room. Next thing we hear, ah! Because they just hit the dad with the freaking golf club on the knee. Broke his leg, bro. And then the wife comes out and she's like, you know? And then after that, it's a series of them just being like abducted now. This movie is crazy. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but while I was watching it, I was like, God damn. Like, this has revolutionized the way I see cinema. Like, this is amazing. This is, I don't know, it was just such a good movie. Like, I can't give any valid criticisms because I'm just talking about like how I felt while I was watching this. I just thought this is such a crazy movie. Like, and I watched it last week, but I'm making an edit of it. That's how much I like it. When I really like a movie, I tend to make like edits and stuff of the movie because that's just how much I like F with the movie. And I F'd with this movie so much that I immediately, when I was done, I was sat at the computer like, let's get this started. I'm still working on it now because I've restarted the edit like 4 times, like 3 times actually. I did one way and then I hated that, and then I started again and then I hated that, and I'm currently loving kind of what I have going on, but my timing is a bit off, so I don't know. Yeah, so basically those are the 4 movies I've watched this week. If I were to rank them, Funny Games number 1, number 2, this is a hard one because number 2 I'd probably say Bridget Jones' Diary. I want to say The Piano Teacher, but like, no. Number 2, Bridget Jones' Diary. Number 3, The Piano Teacher. But I would say number 2 share, like Bridget Jones and The Piano Teacher, but The Piano Teacher just slightly higher up in the second ranking. And then 4 without a number 3. Number 4, even if I could push it all the way to number 10, The Breakup. That was so bad. Like, no. Anyway, that was kind of my review. I'm gonna start Forever, the new series on Netflix. Like, guys, I'm so excited for this because I saw the trailer and I was like, oh, I low-key want this. But I've started watching it and I'm not gonna lie to you, like, I'm cringing. Like, not cringing like, oh, like, why'd they say that? But cringing in the sense I'm like, this is how high schoolers really are. Like, oh no. Like, you know, I was a COVID high schooler. I didn't graduate in COVID. I didn't like finish high school in COVID, but like, you know, at the time you're supposed to be partying. Now we're wearing masks. I didn't really go to parties or anything like that unless it was like a tea party. That was where you'd find me. That is my rant, and that is kind of all I wanted to talk about. And I appreciate you tuning in. I appreciate you watching it, and that's all I've got to say. Thanks if you watched, and if you didn't, thank you to me for posting this or getting through the editing this. That's me. Thank you. Bye. Why am I saying bye like that? Thank you and bye.